We interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
We're back! Did you miss us? We weren't here last week, and this is what I got a new hat. John just brought it to me. He bought it for me at the Sabres game last week. Mm-hmm. I convinced John to spend like $400.
Bought my dad a jersey too. And I bought myself a jersey.
You were like, I'll buy you anything in the store except a jersey. You said that to me and your dad, and the next thing I know, I'm like, John, you should buy yourself a jersey. And your dad's
I was like, I should.
And your dad's like, you're buying me one too, right? So
you guys look like a puppy looking at the jersey. It's like, what? Fine. You're lucky I got that bonus.
Look at the shades, man. He's got the shades on this week and everything.
Woo.
No hat though.
No hat.
John, when's the last time you wore a hat? You haven't worn a hat in a while.
I wore a hat over the weekend. That's about it.
Okay.
But I stopped wearing hats.
I also wore a hat over the weekend. I went to a bunch of shows Dude, I was out for like 4 days straight because I went. You went where, karaoke or something last week?
Yes, my kid. Yeah.
I went and saw the Bouncing Souls, which might as well have been karaoke. Everybody was singing along, so the Bouncing Souls and I got the shirt, the Punk Rock Saves Lives Bouncing Souls anti-flag shirt now. Now that's my third Punk Rock Saves Lives shirt. And then Thursday, what the hell did I do? We went to the Sabres game, and then you dropped me off at the record store afterward.
Yeah, how was that?
That was pretty cool. So like I walk into the record store, and like I walk up to the counter, and the guy takes my name. He puts my record in the bag, and he puts the all the stuff that they're giving away, with the record store release of the album. Puts all that in the bag. I said, dude, I don't suppose you can let me go home now with that. He said, nah, man, I can't do it. I said, damn, okay, no problem. I'll just go hang out by the bar. He said maybe a little bit before midnight if you gotta go, but like. It's got to be as close to midnight as possible. I said, I understand, man. I don't want to get you in trouble. It's cool. Don't worry about it. And 11:30, I see somebody leaving. Like, they got the record, they left. So I went up, I'm like, I don't suppose you give me mine. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, hang on to it for 10 minutes while I get an Uber. And I'm just talking to the record store guy. And we're talking about Record Store Day, which is this Saturday. We'll go through the list later. We'll see if there's anything, because I know one record in particular that I want out of this year's Record Store Day list. We'll go through the list. We'll see if there's anything else that I can be convinced to buy. Mm-hmm. Right? So, we'll do that today. But Record Store Day is Saturday, so I got to figure out how I'm getting to the record store at 3 a.m.
3 a.m.?
Jazzy says Taylor Swift. So, all right, so the record store opens at 8. But, like, the last time I showed up there at 8, I was at the end of the block and didn't get in until all the records I wanted were gone. Now, the record that I specifically want is limited to something like 5,000 copies.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody I've talked to is like, oh, yeah, everybody's been asking about that one. And that record is, I don't know if you're familiar with this record, John. It's an album called Be a Man. And it's by a guy. Do you know who it's by? Who the album Be a Man is by? It's a rap album.
It's a rap album.
It's a rap album. You don't know who it's by?
No.
There is a hint in this room. Behind you, somewhere.
Be a man. Who's inspired that song?
Look further to your left, John. Further to your left.
Macho Man?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah!
Macho Man Randy Savage's rap album.
Do it once.
Be a Man.
Do it once.
Ooh, yeah!
That's good. He's good at this.
Macho Man Randy Savage's rap album.
We actually did a funny game at the Sabres game. Well, not a funny thing. You can spot fake jerseys out of nowhere.
I'm very good at spotting fake jerseys.
John, what's on John's glasses?
then she realized it was the reflection of the computer screen.
Yeah. I wish I had the Macho Man glasses.
There's a pair of those somewhere around here. Find it during a song break for you. I think it's up on one of the shelves. What's up, Joe and John from Vertigo Child are in the chat.
What's up?
Hey,
How you guys doing?
Welcome. So yeah, Thursday. So I did the record store thing Thursday. I got my my Metallica 72 Seasons right behind me there.
Nice, nice.
They gave me 2 sets of the guitar picks that came with it. So I'm like on eBay. I'm like, these are going for like $50. I should sell these. Like, did he find one? Or he found one.
Here you go, buddy.
I tried to make sure there were no guitar picks near him. I failed.
Yep.
He found one already.
Good job.
Anyway.
It's a gift.
So that's what I did Thursday. Friday, I went. Karina had tickets to a show over in Mohawk and invited me to go. So I was like, all right, I'll go.
Is that cool?
Well,
that?
I found out that my friends, When Legions Fall, were already booked on that show. The original like opening bands had to drop. We actually got asked to play it, but we were unavailable because Joe was out of town.
Yeah.
And but they ended up getting Crop Circle Worship, which is Grant and John from the Dreadnecks. And who the fuck was the other band that was on there? Also friends of mine. Can't think of who else. Oh, the Fidelity Complex, Paul Burt's band. So that was hashtag Parent Trap. So we went and we saw like the first 3 bands, and we were just kind of like, yeah, this is like long. Because it's 5 bands on this bill, and we're just like, we don't even know the other 2 bands. Like, the headliner had a CD release. I don't even know who they were. I couldn't tell you. Like, even like going into the show, I didn't know who the headliner was. I'm like, I don't know.
I heard that Bouncing Souls show was pretty good.
Bouncing Souls show was pretty good. So like, you'll recall the last time I saw Anti-Flag, because you were getting
told me the story.
Well, you were getting the text messages in real time in the group chat.
Yeah.
With Katie and Ryan, because I almost got into a fight. I'm like, this band sucks. The only songs that are good are the ones the bass player sings. Mm-hmm. I take that back. I thoroughly enjoyed Anti-Flag's set the other night to a point where under my Sabres jersey Thursday night, I was wearing a Anti-Flag t-shirt.
Really?
It says it's a shirt that I had from the last time I saw them that I bought before they played. It says "Drop pucks, not bombs," so it was appropriate to wear to a hockey game. And then I kind of felt weird because I was at this Metallica like album release, and I'm the only person not wearing Metallica stuff.
You were wearing Sabres stuff?
I was wearing my Sabres jersey, but I'm like, I can roll up my sleeves. I got Metallica tattoos. It's all good. We're good. Will you guys be going to the At the Helm show on Friday? I saw you're playing a tune from the boys. I don't know what I'm doing Friday. I have no idea. I have no plans this weekend yet. Actually, no, probably not, because I got to be up at 3 a.m. to go to the record store. So I'm probably not doing anything Friday night. I'm going to sit home and watch SmackDown.
I'll probably be on my skateboard.
John will be... John got a skateboard. Jill bought John a skateboard. John, who cannot walk without hurting himself, is going to skateboard. I told him when he got here today, I said, John, here's the deal. My daughter will teach you how to skateboard. You teach her how to drum. That way, if you get hurt, she can fill in for you.
Just wrap me up in bubble wrap.
We'll just get Sabretooth. It'll be...
The fuck? No.
Anyway, but yeah, so Friday night was that show at Mohawk, and we left. We went to Jim's over on Chippewa. Let me tell you about this, all right? Because like me, who runs my own business now, it's obviously not a physical location. You don't come in here and buy food from me or anything. But like, I walk into this restaurant, and the music is just blaring, and it's just a bunch of mumble rap and shit. I don't, all this new pop music and hip hop and whatever, like, and I got nothing against hip hop, just it has like today's hip hop is not as good as old school. Anyway, I digress. But they got the music just blaring in this place to a point where I'm like looking at the menu and I can't fucking concentrate. because the music's so goddamn loud. So we finally order the food. We got to shout over the music to order the food. Then we're waiting 10 minutes while the music's blaring. We got to shout to each other to talk. Oh man, it was, they finally turned the music down when like some dudes in some suits walked in. It's like, look, I get you're on Chippewa, but come on. Like, you're also a business. Also, Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan, and Dave Matthews. Those are the people whose pictures are on the wall of the gyms on Chippewa. Dave freaking Matthews. I don't understand it. I don't, you got all these legends. And Dave Matthews. Not that I'm a huge fan of Mick Jagger, you know, but still, Dave Matthews, come on, buy our merch. Anyway, so that was that was Friday, and then we walked back to Mohawk and got Ubers from Mohawk. Too far for a weekend trip. Oh, the Idaho. Jasmine saying we could crash in her living room anytime. Anyway, so Saturday night, you guys missed a killer show down at Tudor. I invited you guys. You guys didn't come. It was who the fuck was even on the show? Skamagachi, right? Who the fuck else was on this show? Skyway was the other. Pretty in Plaid, who were playing today, they were on this show. I forget who the opening band was, but all four bands were just amazing. Just incredible. And like Skyway was great. Skamagachi, as always. Pretty in Plaid was awesome. Like, and it was just all my friends, just getting to hang out with all my friends, except for you guys, because you didn't come. I got my water bottle back. I got my Tommy Boy Records record from Ryan, finally, from last year's record store day. Actually, it was the drop, the record store day drop after record store day last year, but that's... Jill needs a wrench. She says for you to bring her a wrench.
You need a wrench?
She needs a wrench. She needs to tighten your trucks on your skateboard.
Okay. I gotta get a wrench. I'll try to grab one from work.
And if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And we have the upcoming Buffalo Musicians dodgeball tournament. I was not planning to segue into that, so I don't have the information. John's gonna buy a wrench. Please do not throw wrenches at the dodgeball tournament.
No. Please not. No. I'm looking forward to the dodgeball tournament.
Yeah, let me get that information here, because it's gonna be 4 teams of 8. We're not necessarily gonna be on a team together.
No?
No, it's gonna be random teams. So,
really?
Yeah.
That was like bands versus bands.
That was my original idea, but with the limit of the amount of people that we can have in the space, it was just easier to do it this way. So Buffalo Musicians Dodgeball, 4 teams of 8 people with a $10 sign-up fee. Sign-up is first come, first served. Water, Gatorade, and snacks provided. That is Saturday, June 10th, 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club Newman Family Clubhouse, 325 Franklin Street in Tonawanda. And that's presented by Good Things Events, FTMP Events, and Riot Squad Media.
Oh, I'm sorry if I have to go against you.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you if you have to go against me. Let me get Grace Logan on my team. I hear she's killer at dodgeball. I don't know, man. I might propose to my fellow, because there's 4 of us and there's going to be 4 teams. So I might propose to my fellow organizers that we be team captains and pick our teams. You know, I think, you know, there'd be Team Good Things and Team FTMP and Team Riot Squad and Team Flower House. Like, but
I'm going to lose.
Jill says she's going to lose this. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a good time. I put the idea out there, and all of a sudden, you know, I usually put an idea out there. You know, oh, we should have a Western New York band's Water War. We should have a Western New York band's this or that. Usually I put that idea out there, but I saw Greg Burt and I saw Laura Rose, and I saw them both in my comments on that post, and I'm like, you know, you guys want to help? And they're like, yeah, we'll help. And so it's like, cool. And then Greg did literally all of the work. I have to give that man a ton of credit. I'm on my way to Mohawk, and I'm getting the text message like, hey, I'm working on the flyer. What do you guys think of this flyer? I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. I'll get you my logo when I get home. Not realizing that I'm going to run into Greg 5 minutes from the time I sent that message. I walk into Mohawk Place, and Greg is literally sitting there designing the flyer at the door. Hardest working man in Buffalo music.
Damn right he is.
I got to give him all the credit in the world because he did all the legwork on this. He reached out to the venues. He booked the venue. He paid the venue. He designed the flyer. He came up with the concept, the organization, everything. So, unfortunately, like it is a limit of like 40 people we can have in the room without the price going up. So it is going to be 4 teams of 8 with at least 3 games. So there'll be, one team against another and then another team against another. And then the winners of that will play each other for the, championship. I don't know if we're going to have a prize or anything. We haven't discussed that. But we are, if there is time, if we think there's time, there will be like the 2 teams that lost will play for like 3rd place. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm sitting here yesterday.
You're all in big trouble.
I'm sitting here yesterday and I just got an itch. And I used to be able to scratch anywhere. And I'm like, I can't reach this fucking itch. Like, I am nowhere near as flexible as I used to be. And I'm going to fucking play dodgeball.
I got a back scratcher. So I can't get...
I need to get me one of those. I never needed one before. I've lost I'm still flexible on my right side, but I'm not flexible at all on my left side, and I don't get it.
My dad got it for me when I was in the hospital during my surgery.
But yeah, it's the Buffalo Musicians dodgeball. That's gonna be fun. We're hopefully gonna end up on the same team. Because I don't want to go Adam Sandler on you.
I'm sorry, I'll destroy you.
Nah, man, it's gonna be.
I have experience.
It's gonna be like I'm gonna be like Adam Sandler and fucking Billy Madison. I'm just gonna be wailing on you. You're all gonna be crying. I'm gonna get letters from your parents.
You're all in big trouble.
Exactly. I'm gonna be getting letters from your parents and
shit.
Should
be like the dodgeball movie for me. I'm that skinny guy. You dodge a ball, you dodge a wrench. What?
Jill wants to know, John, what's your good news?
I saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico? No, I didn't. No. Oh, wait, my good news. Oh, about yesterday. Yeah. Doctors, yeah.
Oh, you got good news from the doctor.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Should I say this live?
I mean, it's good news, right? So
yeah.
You ain't dying, so tell us.
I have no cancer.
No cancer, all right. Good to know.
Yeah. It's just a tissue that kind of just damaged tissue. That's all it is.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So it's nothing.
That's good.
So, I mean...
I know you were like, I forgot you were...
about it.
I had forgotten you were going to the doctor and you're telling me about it at the game. It took me a second to process what you were talking about. And you were like, oh, they couldn't tell what it was, so I got to go back. Like, oh. But yeah, that's good. Good to hear.
So
we knew it wasn't.
I knew, yeah.
We assumed it wasn't cancerous, but
they would have caught it on the ultrasound, like a shadow of it, if it was.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that it is, in fact, not cancerous, and that you are.
Me too.
You are good. Good.
Got a good guardian angel.
So hockey playoffs started a couple of nights ago. I know you're probably not watching because you're a Sabres fan. Your team's out of the tournament right now.
Yeah, I'm not watching now.
Let me ask you this, John. Who are you rooting for in this series? Toronto or Tampa Bay?
Toronto. I'm going to be Canadian.
I am on the complete. I was sitting there watching this game, and I support you 100% in your hatred of the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I cannot bring myself to root for the Maple Leafs. I was sitting there loving every second of that game with the Lightning destroying the Leafs the other night.
Yeah.
I saw a stat today. The Buffalo Sabres have not made the playoffs in 13 years. It is the longest current drought.
13 years?
13 years. It's the longest current drought in the NHL. They are the, like, every other team has made the playoffs since the last time the Sabres have made the playoffs. However, the Toronto Maple Leafs have, the Sabres have still won a playoff series since the last time the Maple Leafs have.
Oh, really?
So let's keep it that way. Let's go Bolts. I hate to root for a team you hate that much, but I can't root for Toronto, man. I just can't. I just can't do it. I can't.
This hurts me. I never thought I used to root for Toronto. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I can't root for Toronto, man. I just can't. Especially with that stat. I need Toronto to lose this series. Look, when this series is over, whoever Tampa plays next series, I am totally rooting for whoever is playing against Tampa. Unless it's Boston.
Next time, when we go to a Sabres game, please sit down low. I was so scared out of my mind.
I had John in the front row of the 300 level.
I was like, when you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, I was like, I can't stand.
They did.
God.
When they,
I couldn't stand the whole way.
So they always have like the troop, the troops sitting in the 100 level, and they honor one of the troops or whatever. And you, like, everybody stands up. You're just like, and I'm like, what? Like, John doesn't respect our troops? What's going on here? And you're like, please, can we sit in the 100 level next time? Where are we sitting for Monday Night Raw?
I don't like that high. I mean, I would have been if we were up a little, away from the first row, so I wasn't looking down. But like, I couldn't even get up. Like, it's like, oh, I got to get up and go to the bathroom. This is gonna suck.
So here's my thing about the 300 level though, is like, the first two rows are padded, and behind them is just the hard plastic seats. And I'm like, I need the padded seats. So usually my goal is, what is the cheapest padded seat I can get on the Sabres shoot twice side? So Jill says it's way easier for her to be annoying on screen. She says, John, you and her live somewhere from next week.
What?
You and her live from somewhere next week. You guys can just come in the studio and be annoying.
John lives. What was that one up there?
John lives. Now he can break some new bones.
Yes.
And Vertigo Child is with me. Tampa over Toronto for sure. Sorry, man.
You're drinking the wrong water.
I'm sorry, man. Me being a Sabres fan, I cannot root for Toronto. I am sorry. Personally, I would be okay with the scoreboard falling on both teams. Not really, because, that would suck and people would die, and we don't want that. But, like, I mean, it's the lesser of two evils. I'm sorry, John. Tampa's the lesser of the two evils. We cannot let Toronto get past the first round of the playoffs. It's tradition.
Oh, Joe, if you want to join the show next week, let us know.
Yeah, I'll make sure the house is clean. Because I didn't do that this week. I'm just like, it's just John. I'll just spray some of this smelly stuff.
Andrew.
Austin Matthews is the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I saw that dirty-ass hit from their defenseman last night. Got that 5-minute major in the game misconduct, and hopefully got suspended for that shit. That was... Ugh. Tampa Bay Lightning defender is like skating, doesn't have the puck, and the Toronto fucking guy just goes boom, shoulder straight to the jaw, takes him out of the game. Yeah, it's like, dude, you did not even, you didn't need to do that.
You did.
And it was dirty. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh, no. How can it be a goal if someone kicks into the net? Tell me about this.
I mean, by that, it didn't fucking, we won, first of all.
Oh, yeah, but people were like, kicking in the net, telling the Sabres to kick in the net. And then there was a fight breaking out, and I was like, kick him, kick him, kick him.
Not to give credit to, what the fuck was the name of that band? Nerds Gone Wild, right? Not to give credit to Nerds Gone Wild, because they really, really, really played this song very fucking badly. But like when they came, after that goal got kicked in and stood for some fucking reason, the first song they played during the intermission was Fight for Your Right to Party by the Beastie Boys, which of course the first two words are...
Kick him.
Kick it.
Kick it.
Kick it.
Kick it. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, that was just, okay, that was clever. I don't know if they planned that, but it worked, except they played the song so fucking badly.
Oh, that ref got booed out of the
yeah, he
arena.
did. But Buffalo won.
Yeah, lucky.
And regardless, it didn't matter anyway because we lost that game to the Devils and wouldn't have made the playoffs anyway. So,
But at least they won their last home game.
and the last road game, I was out. I didn't get to see it, but they beat Columbus. So, like, we finished a point out of fucking the last playoff spot. If we would have beaten New Jersey, we would have made the playoffs. And I'm so mad about that. And, like, I have a Devils jersey, but they're playing the Rangers, and I don't know how I feel about, like, rocking the Devils jersey and supporting them through the playoffs. Because usually I support the Blues, but the Blues didn't make the playoffs this year either. So now it's just who am I rooting against? I'm rooting against Toronto. I'm rooting against Vegas because fuck Jack Eichel. Now we're in the Sabres store and you saw a guy. We're in line, a long ass line at the Sabres store. We're in line. You saw a guy. He had masking tape over the back of his jersey, and you're like, "Is that one fake?" And I looked. I said, "No." You said, "Really? It's got masking tape." I said, "Yeah." Because he taped over Jack Eichel's name. It's still a number 9 jersey, but he's got Jack Eichel's name taped over. Somebody I had seen, like right after the trade, they had Eichel's name taped over, and they put a 1 next to the 9, and they wrote Krebs over where Eichel's name was. They had a makeshift Peyton Krebs jersey. But yeah.
Yeah.
The Islanders are a soccer team. That's why the Canes are winning this series. The Canes are also a really good team. So, we got both Sebastian Ahos are playing in that series. One for the Islanders and one for the Canes. First time ever two players with the same name are playing against each other in the playoffs.
Nice.
I mean, they're all just playing to be victims of the Boston Bruins anyway. Because as much as I hate the Bruins, that team's in fucking beast mode right now. They're going to be tough to beat. That's why I was saying, like, we were talking about, a couple of weeks ago, we got devoured by Boston. And I'm like, John, they're going to make the playoffs anyway. But they're going to get crushed by Boston in the first round. But we ultimately didn't make the playoffs by 1 freaking point, man. 1 point. That hurts. They had a really good season. They just had a couple of bad spells throughout the season that just killed them. But I was on Twitter, and I don't know if you know who Arda Ocal is.
No.
So Arda Ocal, he's a journalist up in Canada. He works for ESPN. He's done stuff with WWE. I think he used to be on a show with Renee Paquette up in Canada that used to talk about wrestling. I saw him tweet. And he had no reason to tweet this. I saw him tweet, the Buffalo Sabres will win the Stanley Cup this decade. Do I believe it? When I see it.
Yes.
But, did I see the Kraken again? Yeah, of course I did. I was watching 3 games at once and NXT last night for about 10 seconds before the Rangers game ended. But yeah, I've been watching every game. Right now I'm, we're about half an hour before puck drop on one of the games tonight, so we'll be set up for that, I'm sure, by the time we get to that. Because I've been watching every single game. I did nap a little bit last night during some of the games because it was just a long fucking day just dealing with tax issues that I'm having. So, I don't want to get too much into that on the show, but, just stressful day. And by the time the games were on, I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking a nap. So, anyway, we got music to play. Tomorrow is 420.
Smoke it up.
I was say, you celebrating tomorrow, John? We might have band practice, so you'll be able to if you want to partake. But anyway, going on tomorrow night at Nietzsche's, which is a great venue to go to if you're high, I guess. But no, this is a 420 bash featuring Solar Plexus and Friendly Foes. Thursday, April 28th, 8 p.m., $5, 21 and up. Thank you for putting all your information in your event page.
Thank you very much.
And that is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. This is Solar Plexus. And this song is called Bombshell on all WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
I tried to show you a good time, baby, but you couldn't get in the groove. I tried to show you late night on the town, getting down with the moves. But you did only talk, double talk. You did walking that fast walk. You did you chewed my love and spit it out, let yourself get passed around, turn my world upside down. You drinking now is you're the queen of the town. For you the fun never ends. You can't talk to me when we are out and about. But you still like to talk to my friends. I work so hard each day, bring home my heart and pain, show you my loving ways, but you only refuse, only refuse, only refuse, only refuse. I see you soaring now on your wings. I hope you smell pretty good. Here's a news flash dive. You're gonna crawl through the trees. We were out in the woods, but you did only talk, double text. You did walk that fast walk. You did you chewed my love and spit it out, let yourself get passed around, turn my world upside down. I work so hard each day, bring home my heart and pain, show you my loving ways, but you only refuse, only refuse, only refuse, only refuse. Well, you can't put me out on the streets and use me up till dawn. You can walk me out, baby, in the morning sun, dancing naked all night long. Walk that fast walk, give me that double talk, give me that double talk. Walk that fast walk, give me that double talk, baby.
That was Solar Plexus. They're playing at Nietzsche's tomorrow night with Friendly Foes as part of the 420 Bash, 8 p.m., $5, 21 and up. But yeah,
420 tomorrow.
420, 420. I probably won't be partaking. Probably. I don't know, man.
I know I know a bass player will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jill. I don't know.
Anyway, But yeah, I was just telling you, I went out. So we're playing with a band we've never we don't know much about on May 5th. And I was out Saturday night and I found out I actually know one of the members. So that's kind of exciting. Kind of interested in seeing them now. I ran into the Clockers last Wednesday. And we've been waiting to hear back from them for a while because we're playing with them, and all the other bands are like, can we borrow this? Can we borrow that? And I'm like, I don't know.
Borrow
Ask.
my stuff.
No, I know that. But they were asking about like a bass cab because we're playing with all due respect out of New York City, and when you're traveling, you want to travel light. You don't want to have to bring a car full of amps and shit. If you could just get away with guitars and pedal boards or whatever. So they had asked, and like I didn't hear back from the Clockers, so I standing at the Bouncing Souls show, and one of them comes up to me and starts talking to me like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like, hey, can this band borrow your gear? So yes, that's all taken care of. So we are all set for May 5th at Milky's on Elmwood. This is gonna be a weird week for the podcast because I gotta promote our show and I gotta promote Karina's show. So toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Oh, you're leaving? Hi, Jill. Can't wait to skateboard.
Anybody know how to play drums?
You act like I'm gonna get hurt.
Dude, you can't walk without getting hurt,
Oh yeah.
and you're gonna skateboard.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
I literally put in the group chat earlier, I'm like, John, you better buy all the protective equipment, helmets and wrist pads and knee pads and everything, man.
Don't worry. I'm not allowed to go down any half pipes or ramps or anything.
I used to rollerblade. Now the closest thing I got to rollerblade is I got rollerblade wheels on my chair. Because they're supposed to roll over everything easier than like the actual wheels that came with the chair, so I ordered special wheels. These are the wheels that came with the chair. Your typical office wheels. But I got rollerblade wheels on them. Anyways.
I did make a smart decision.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna ride a motorcycle,
Ooh.
so I'm gonna stay on 4 wheels.
Okay. And you are able to do 4 wheels again. You have a car
I
again.
got my car back.
You are able to drive your car.
Yes, anywhere I want.
That was exciting. That was exciting news we got a couple of weeks ago. It was
It was a penny. It was a lot.
I bet.
But yeah, it's home.
I don't know, man. I just remember like we all walked outside Thursday and I turned around to give you a hug and you didn't come outside with us. What the fuck?
I said goodbye.
You said goodbye, but we didn't hug. We didn't do our typical acclaimed every Wednesday deal.
Give the people what they want.
We missed. If those were real scissors, I would have gotten stabbed right through the palm. Anyway, yeah. You see, CM Punk might be coming back.
Yeah.
John's not happy about this, apparently.
Elite all the way.
Jasmine says, you skipped a Joe hug?
I know. I'm not proud of it.
So Jasmine texted me saying she was going to watch the show, but before she texted me, I put our little friend over here. I didn't know if she noticed it or not. CM Punk will make AEW money, John.
Who said that?
Vertigo Child. CM Punk will make AEW money. Their ratings have tanked since All Out.
Drinking the wrong water in that one. In that case, too.
CM Punk
The
all
Elite.
day. CM Punk all day. I would say fuck the Elite, but I'm like totally intrigued with this storyline they got going on with the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah.
But like, these are supposed to be your friends, right? Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa are supposed to be your friends, right? Why?
Yeah, why did you come out?
Why did you just wait until after the referee was like, yeah, these guys can't fight no more because they've gotten their asses fucking beat?
John, it's Frank. I'm drinking
He's drinking the correct water, sir.
H2O.
CM Punk.
Elite.
CM Punk.
Elite.
CM Punk.
Elite.
CM Punk.
Elite.
I can't wait. I am.
Delete. Delete. Delete.
That's the wrong guy. Anyway.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy's back too.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy's back. I got that spoiled for me.
now.
I wasn't home.
For now.
I saw it like I went on Facebook and it was like, oh hey, Jeff Hardy's back. Like, oh fuck.
And he got his own custom chair.
Like I gotta go watch AEW when I get home. So that's what I did. I got home from the Bouncing Souls. I watched AEW, and then I worked.
Oh, it's just like the last time. Well, this time he didn't dance before saving his brother.
Right.
He just showed off
Wrestling,
his
man.
chair.
That's wrestling though. That is wrestling. That is like
How's WWE?
serious. I mean, but seriously though, that is one of the like worst tropes in wrestling, right? Is like, oh shit, my friend is getting their ass beat. Hey, could you hit my music? Like, we're
Apparently, Dewey wants to call in.
yeah, this isn't a call-in show. Anyway,
He only did that once.
if we have a scheduled guest, we'll talk to them on the phone, but we do not have a scheduled guest today. It is just us doing our thing and promoting local music and the Buffalo Musicians Dodgeball Tournament. Because, yeah. But yeah, I am looking forward to
I'm looking forward to
dodgeball, man.
looking forward to dodgeball. I'm looking forward to playing my drum set again.
You've been practicing in the last 2 weeks? We not been.
Yes, actually.
You got
Good. Another good thing. Another good news.
yeah.
I wrote a song,
Ooh, John wrote a song.
so it's very pop punk. I can't wait to show it to you guys.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna make you want to jump.
Like Crisscross, or
Yes.
like House of Pain, or like Van Halen, or like Destiny's Child,
All of it.
or
mixed
like
into
Busta
one.
Rhymes and Pass the Cavorcier. Don't this hit make my people want to jump?
It's gonna be like that.
We used to do so. Like we're at the Sabres game, and Nerds Gone Wild plays Van Halen Jump, and then they play Jump Around, or the other way around. Either way, it sucked either way. And I literally I texted my buddy that used to DJ with me, and I'm like, "Hey, these guys just played these two Jump songs back to back. You think they came see us DJ back in the day?" Because we had like a 3-song Jump medley that like it was just one track on the CD. So we just push play and go like order food, do whatever the fuck we want for like 10, 15 minutes. And then we come back and we would play another, we could play another, Jump song. So it was always Jump Around, Pass the Cavorcier, and Crisscross Jump. And then like we would throw in like Destiny's Child, Jumpin', or we'd throw in like Van Halen Jump, some other Jump song.
It was funny though, the Sabres game that 4 rows up, my parents were sitting behind us.
Yeah. That's how I got you to spend $400. It was like,
Yeah.
we went and got your dad.
Just had to sit by them.
Went and got your dad. We're like, you guys want to go to
It's
the
his
store?
birthday. I understand. You did pay a lot to fix my car.
Your mom had to stay back and watch our drinks because we had just bought drinks. We couldn't bring them to the store because they wouldn't let us in with them.
My mom had to look because my mom thought he bought the jersey.
Ah. You had to convince her?
I told her I bought them.
Like, no, Ma, I got that. That was me. Man, I can't believe playoffs are here, man. And once again, no Sabres, but
There's always next year, maybe.
hopefully, because they played really fucking well this year, except for, maybe like 4 weeks total out of the season, they just played terribly. Like November, they sucked, and like February, they sucked. So like, buy our merch this way. Shop.ThinkSoJoE.com or merch.ThinkSoJoE.com. Shop is the Living Brain Dead one. Shop.livingbraindead.com. Anyway, goodthingsevents.com. punkrockthreads.com. Go buy some of my merch. I started a clothing brand. Somebody buy some of my clothes. I thought about doing a clothing brand for years. Like back in high school, I was working on, I didn't know how to go about starting a clothing brand, and it was much more difficult back then because you couldn't just, get somebody to print shit on demand, right? Mm-hmm. So my clothing brand was gonna be called Unimpressed.
Unimpressed?
Unimpressed. And it was from the line in Give It Away by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, unimpressed by material excess. And like, I always thought clothing brands were fucking stupid. I mean, like, are you familiar with like Tommy Hilfiger, right?
Yeah.
So you know what the Tommy Hilfiger brand looks like.
Yeah.
Tommy Hilfiger and then a red and white square in between, right? Mm-hmm. Dude is selling t-shirts for like, back then $25, which was a lot of money for a t-shirt. With just that on it. And like, people are buying it. Like, that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You're paying this dude way more than you need to pay for a t-shirt to get his name on it.
Yeah.
And a red and white square. And so I was like, that's stupid. And I was unimpressed by it. So I was going to do unimpressed clothing, and it just never happened. And Kanye West sells white t-shirts for $300. Justin Bieber was selling Marilyn Manson t-shirts that said Justin Bieber on them for like $300 at one point.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, people will buy stupid shit, man. People will buy stupid shit. And damn, that's $50 for a t-shirt. Yeah. So like, I was unimpressed with it. Like, what do you, like, there's no point to this shirt other than you are now paying this dude, $50 for a t-shirt. Tommy Hilfiger we're talking about here, not Kanye, because obviously Kanye, Manson did want to fight Bieber. We're not, we're talking about shirts with branding on them. But you pay $50 for a t-shirt with some guy's name on it so you can advertise him. And like, I am down for, wearing band t-shirts. Clearly, I'm wearing one right now. But this is a Punk Rock Saves Lives t-shirt, technically, so this all went to charity, the $25 I spent on this. But like, I don't mind being a walking billboard for a band I like because they provide some value into my life. Tommy Hilfiger, who the fuck is that? It's some dude making a t-shirt with a red and white square on it that he's charging you $50 for. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. Traditional red hat is right up above me. Right there. San Francisco 49ers hat. Anyway. My new stage outfit. Did I print no, that's not on vinyl. That's actually on mesh. That was on my amp the first show we played after Brian died. No, I don't think you asked me that before, Dewey. But yeah, that's so Brian's just been hanging in the studio. Couple of places.
I've been playing Guns N' Roses on my radio lately, but
ah, man,
that's all I get.
The anniversary of like the last time Brian was on the podcast was pretty recently, and I happened to see it in my memories, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to a few minutes of this, and I ended up listening to the whole 2 fucking hours of it.
He was eating too.
What, on the show? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely, I sat there, I watched that whole 2 hours, and I'm just like, man, I miss this dude. And I've seen my buddy Mark a couple of times in the last week, and we were just kind of standing around telling Brian stories,
So I was watching in my hospital bed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he released A Victim of Physics and played some songs off of that on that show. And I just remember, like, after the show was over, Jasmine was here. And we accidentally locked Jasmine and Karina out of the house.
How?
Because they were on the porch. We locked the door. It was summertime. We locked the door, just absentmindedly walked in the house, locked the door like I would normally do, right? So we're in the middle of the show. They're in the chat. They're like, we're locked out. Like, well, you got to wait till we're done with this segment then. We'll be out there at, 6:30 or 7 o'clock or whatever, right? But I remember like Brian after the show, we're standing around the dining room. It's me and Brian and Jasmine and Karina, and we're talking about Brian's album, and he's talking about specifically this song called "A Palm Tree and a Tiny Umbrella," which is it's done on a ukulele. And he was talking about how proud he was of that song, and it wasn't one of the songs we played on the show, but I remember specifically talking to him about it. Just, you know, and that was, you know, not too long before he passed. So, you know, I'm so glad that I have, hello Meredith Snow, who just liked the stream. I'm so glad that I have all this content with Brian that I can just go back and, like, if I miss him, I can be like, yo, there's Brian.
I always go watch the live stream.
Yeah, I watched that not too long ago too.
With us.
I watched that not too long ago, and that was just
Yeah, missed the guy too.
yeah. But yeah, I was talking with Mark Lee. You know, not the rapper Mark Lee, the tall, bald, white dude Mark Lee, who was, you know, very close with Brian, and I met him through Brian, and you know, we're always talking about Brian whenever we see each other, and so. Anyway, Jordan locked Lael out one night and went to bed, and Lael had to break in. Well, I'm not going to say his real name on the air because he goes by Mark Lee, so we're going to go with that.
I locked my keys in the car last week.
Yo, did you?
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, I thought you
That's
said.
why I got AAA now.
Right. Okay, I thought you said you weren't going to lock your key, and then yeah, you're right. You did tell me that. Yeah, and I told you about the car that I had where I could just pull the window back and reach in and unlock it. Back in the day, I had it. It was a Plymouth Neon. Brian and Dewey went to Mark's wedding. Yeah, we were talking about Brian, you know, because we both close friends with him, and I just remember how, you know. I remember seeing Mark at the memorial, you know, when we were at the funeral home, and just like he was more broken up than I think anybody else there, which was, you know, can we do a segment about how every single band member in Buffalo has played in a band with Mark? I haven't.
Me either.
We haven't. Mark has had some of my old gear, and he's dealing with some shit right now, trying to get it back, but he got it from Brian. Actually, he got it from Lily after Brian passed, but yeah, he had some of my old gear. So I was with Vincent Lima, who used to be in the Scarecrow show. I was with him and Mark, and we're standing, you know, Mark was in the room. We hadn't talked to Mark. Well, Vince hadn't talked to Mark yet, and Vince goes, "Oh man, I am so envious of his Les Paul Jr. collection." I'm like, dude, he threw one of those across the room at fucking Mohawk once. And Mark comes over, and Vince starts talking about his guitar. He's like, yeah, this one time at Mohawk. Like, he has strap locks on his guitars, but the screw came out. So the guitar, he's trying to swing it around his neck. It went flying against the wall at Mohawk. Broke the headstock. Like, ah, man, that sucks, dude. How much did that thing cost you? He's like, it's like $1,000. I'm glad I got this backup. Yeah. I kind of miss Scarecrow Show. I see Dewey saying he misses Scarecrow Show. I do, but I always hated, like, I always made sure they were after us on shows. And I love John, and I love Ben, and I love Vince. It was just that other guitar player, their original guitar player that came back, that dude just ruined it for everybody. Because he fucking, you know, when I just started posting all this racist shit, and we're just like, guys. And they're like, well, we know the dude, he's not racist. Like, that's the wrong fucking response, man. But I love those guys. I saw John Friday. I saw Vince Saturday. I haven't seen Ben in forever. I miss Ben. And I feel bad because they were like, yo, can you book us on a show? I'm like, I can't. Because people still look at you and, like, that's the band with the racist dude. Like, you know, here's the thing is, like, you can sit here all day and you can say, well, my views and opinions do not reflect my band. But you're a part of that band. So your opinions do reflect poorly on the band if there's shit opinions like that. I mean, like, I'm sure Kid Rock's band are probably, some of Kid Rock's band are probably upstanding people. But because they're associated with Kid Rock, fuck those guys. You know, yeah, bring back Scarecrow with Vinny. You do that, I might book you. I think enough time has passed. I think we're good. If Merle Allen can still get shows, then Kid Rock can play with Trapped. Fuck. So somebody, we were talking about venues, and we were talking about, I was talking about Vince, actually. He was like, my first show was at Club Infinity. I'm like, yeah, my first show was at Show Place. He goes, oh, is that place still around? I said, yeah, they just had Trapped there last year. They drew nobody, but they had Trapped there. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think it's great to see, like, you know, we're weeding out those kind of artists of like a Kid Rock or a Trapped or, you know, like, I mean, Trapped can't get booked in like any venues they used to get booked in. So they got to go. So like, no promoters want to work with them. It's them. And like, what's the dude from the Misfits that we got booked with? Fucking Michael Graves, right?
Yeah.
We got booked with him, and we started seeing the shit he was posting on Twitter, and we're like, Greg, take us the fuck off this show. And then Greg wound up canceling the show.
Yeah, it was their COVID. Anyways.
I'm going to see Pantera twice this year. So
I can't believe I've been in the band for almost 3 years now.
I know. I dropped something over here, and I don't know where the fuck it went. I'll look for it later. Anyway,
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, I think people give Pantera kind of a pass, not as much because they were doing it in the fucking 90s when they were like, yeah, Southern, we're proud to be Southern, and you know, Phil Anselmo's a dick.
Yeah.
I think if he were to come out now and say all the same shit he was saying back then, you know. But yes, I did see that Pantera is getting canceled. They're still on these Metallica shows, as far as I know. Dude, I know. I like, part of me is like, yeah, cool, Pantera. Part of me is like, this sucks because it's not Vinny and Dime. And part of me is like, fuck Phil Anselmo. But at the same time, the 90s kid in me who like got into heavy metal around Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display of Power is like, yo, fucking Pantera.
How many times this will be seeing Metallica again?
So I've seen Metallica 9 times. By the end of this year, it'll be 13.
Damn.
And 9 of those will have been since 2020. 2021. I saw them in December 2021 twice. And I saw them in February. I saw them twice in August. And then with these shows coming up, I'll see them twice this August and twice this November. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm getting to the show in August, and my money's about to get really tight, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, to quote the Scarecrow show. Anyway. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Metallica twice this year. I got Social D is coming up on my calendar this year. I got Less Than Jake we're going to.
Yes, in July.
Less Than Jake playing Hello Rockview in its entirety. That's going to be a killer show.
I might be at the Motionless in White show.
Motionless in White? All right, yeah, I saw that one coming up.
So.
Who was on that one with them? I think there was somebody on that bill that was like, I'd see that.
Ash is new. I know the singer. He's from Buffalo.
Less Than Jake's that town ballroom.
In This Moment.
In This Moment, that's who I want to see on that bill. I will show up, see In This Moment, and go the fuck home. I don't know, Brian fucking hated working with her.
Yeah, me and Brian worked that show when they played at Rapids.
Brian said he hated working with her. Like, she was a complete bitch, I guess, but to her staff, that's why he didn't like her, is because she was mean to her staff. Not their staff, them.
She kept herself hidden in the tour bus. For sound check, she came out and then she went back in her. But I never met a band that dresses like every song. She put on different clothes on every song.
I've seen Weird Al Yankovic, so
I mean, Axl Rose does the same thing. He'll go in the back and he'll change his clothes.
yeah, but I mean,
Every
not like
song.
every song.
Oh yeah.
Every like
other
3 or 4
song.
songs, but they're
Yeah.
playing for like 4 or 5, 3 or 4 hours, so you get sweaty.
Yeah.
So the
That's
whole
true.
band will change at points during this
But
during the show.
Slash never took off that leather jacket and that top hat and the sunglasses.
That's
That's a
true.
true rock star.
I'll talk about the Guns N' Roses, like what bothered me about that Guns N' Roses show when we come back, because we got to play music right now, and we're gonna play music from another band playing tomorrow night. It's part of a Battle of the Bands. Let's talk about this Battle of the Bands. This is tomorrow, April 20th, 7 p.m. doors, 8 p.m. show, $5 at the door, or free if you're a Buff State student and have your ID. Okay. 18 plus with ID. No ID is no show. This is at Mohawk Place. 93.1 FM is hosting its annual Battle of the Bands. Our selection of bands are Pretty in Plaid, Savo Highway, Headspace, Hello London, Wasted Space. Doors open at 7 p.m. Come have a drink and enjoy live music. I'm not playing Wasted Space today. I am playing a band I saw this past weekend who's playing this show, and they were pretty badass, man. I gotta say, I gotta add them to my list of bands I want to play with. This is Pretty in Plaid, and this song is called Hallie on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. I think I said that right. I don't know. Here it is.
You left something molding the last time you were seen in 86. It was a dream, a sight I'd surely hoped to glimpse. You kept my mind from rest like tired eyes on a TV set. The first time that I met you, I couldn't let this go. I can't turn back. All along waiting for you, maybe I'll see you next time. All along passing the time. Harry, darling, are you falling? Or are you just waiting? Don't leave me guessing next time I see you. Harry, are you falling? Or is your back just waiting? Hope this trip around the sun won't be your last time scorching. The rumor of the sight of you driving by in 62, I heard from my father, well, out amongst the moonlit sky. I hope I don't give up all through the years when you'll be there. My one last chance to see you. I couldn't let this go. I can't turn back. All along waiting for you, maybe I'll see you next time. All along passing the time. Harry, darling, are you falling? Or are you just waiting? Don't leave me guessing next time I see you. Harry, are you falling? Or is your back just waiting? Hope this trip around the sun won't be your last time scorching. Your last time scorching. Your last time scorching. Your last time scorching. Your last time scorching.
That was Pretty in Plaid, the song called Hallie, or I don't know. It's Halley. I have no idea. don't want to log out. What the fuck? I'm trying to get hockey on my tablet here in the meantime. And it's like, do you want to log out of Hulu? No, the fuck I don't. I want to stay logged in and I want to watch a hockey game. Okay, I guess I gotta... Oh, okay, it says my device was removed from this account. You can put on playoff hockey.
Well, on the tablet.
On the tablet, yeah. Put it right in the usual spot there. Go. I had to get my phone screen repaired last week. That sucked. Because I was going to go see the Clockers and Johnny Revolting were playing that night out at Stamps, and I was going to go out there, but by the time I got home, I had so much work still to do. By the time I got home from fixing my screen, it was just like, there's no fucking way I'm going to this show. Like, I finished work at like 11 o'clock. There we go. We got the Canes and the Islanders going on right now. Set this up over here so we can watch hockey while we podcast. And you got Bates Battaglia back to do the siren thing. Jasmine says she really liked that show, and no, we don't want to play with Kid Rock. I've been watching the Weird Al show from the 90s. It was a show. It lasted 13 episodes in 1997. And Dewey tells me that Bill Manspeaker gets thrown off a roof by Weird Al at some point in that show. I could see it happening, but I'm 6 or 7 episodes in, and I haven't seen it yet. So I know the Pretty in Plaid. I know you meant the Pretty in Plaid one, and then I reacted to Dewey's comment after I reacted to your comment. But I do want to play with Pretty in Plaid because they were pretty cool. They were pretty killer the other night, and just super excited to finally have gotten to see them and Skyway. Of course, I've seen Skamagachi a million times at this point, so you know it was cool getting to hang out with Phil and just stand around and watch the other bands and chat. And I realized I didn't have my earplugs when I got there. I thought I had lost them, so I ordered new earplugs. So now I have 2 sets of earplugs because I found my earplugs as soon as I walked in the door. Like, I think I literally texted Karina. I'm like, yeah, I lost my earplugs. And I'm like, oh, I just found my earplugs. I got these ones now. You remember we were at Milky's the one night. We were seeing Tony Rocky Horror was one of the bands.
Yeah.
And the girl overheard us talking about earplugs. She's like, you don't have earplugs? And she gave you some of the foam ones. And she was like, I've got these, and these are the ones that I recommend, and these are the ones that I use all the time, and they are called Eargasm earplugs. They come in this little... Yeah. There it goes. It's on the floor. I don't know what there is. They come in this little handy tin that goes on your keys. This fancy little magnetic box. They don't have a little cord on them like my other ones, so like I won't just leave them around my neck and forget about them and just randomly lose them places. So that's cool. But yeah.
Yeah.
You gave your earplugs to Jill.
I'm already deaf.
You're going to get more deaf.
It's too late.
No, it is not too late. Do you want to end up like Brian Johnson of AC/DC? Do you want to end up being replaced by Axl Rose?
You're gonna replace me with Axl Rose?
I mean, AC/DC replaced Brian Johnson for a small period of time when he couldn't hear because he lost his hearing because he didn't wear ear protection.
But he's old.
That
Look
doesn't
at him.
matter. You're a drummer.
Axl Rose don't play drums.
But I understand that, but you are a drummer, and you were like, I don't need hearing protection.
I wear in-ears. That's not all my protection I need.
That's fair. But I mean, like, you're trying to start another band, right?
Which they did come over, except for one person.
Now, did you wear earplugs?
We didn't play. We just talked.
Okay. But when you get together and you guys start playing...
this Sunday.
Okay, when you start playing, are you going to wear earplugs? Because if you're not going to wear earplugs, you're defeating your own argument about I wear in-ears. Because you're not wearing in-ears in that band, right? You got monitors and...
I could wear my in-ears for earplugs.
You could, I suppose.
That might work.
But yeah.
I will buy the earplugs again, and I will wear them.
Yes.
For you, buddy.
No, it's not for me. It's for you.
For me, too.
It is for you. It is for your... because you're playing drums, you play
Yes.
very, very loudly.
That's true.
And like...
If anybody knows me, they know how I play.
And like, dude, your hearing is probably already damaged. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So is mine, because I played in bands for years without... Because I was always the guy, I don't need fucking earplugs, right?
There'll be times I'm hanging out with Joe, and Joe will talk to me, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to ignore her. I just don't even
Can't hear her.
Can't hear her. Especially when I eat. And when she's talking to me when I'm eating, I can't hear her.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, your hearing is already damaged. So is mine, I'm sure.
I just gotta get them cleaned out.
You want to play, but you want to play music for years to come. I want you to play music for years to come because you're in my band, and I want this band to last forever. And so I need you to protect your hearing so that you are not deaf, that you can actually hear what you are doing.
Send me the link to the one in the box you just showed off.
I will send those to you.
Send me the link, and I will go buy them.
And they come with
tomorrow.
They come with 2 different sizes. So there's a regular size and a small size. They come both in the box. So you don't even got to worry about... So unless you have like really tiny ear canals, you don't have to worry about what size you're getting. You can order the exact same ones I got. But yeah, definitely protect your hearing, man.
Also, I'm going to get them cleaned out too. So
Yeah, I got to do that too.
I got to call a doctor about that.
Yeah, that I got to do too. But I mean, absolutely, like, having been in bands...
For so long, yeah.
For so long. I've been going to concerts for over 25 years. And up until, 4 or 5 years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, honestly, because it was when Katie asked Brian what earplugs he was using. And that I was like, oh shit, if they're wearing earplugs, I should wear earplugs, right?
Yeah.
So I started wearing earplugs. And when I went to Metallica in Buffalo, right? So like here's the timeline. Like I was in where the Patriots play, fucking Foxborough in Massachusetts there. So I'm at this Metallica show. I'm going to this show, and I'm with Drew and Jason from the Long Cold Dark, their friend Chris. And Chris has a whole thing full of those foam earplugs. He says, "You need earplugs?" I said, "Nah, man, I don't wear earplugs." He's like, "Dude, you should wear earplugs." I'm like, "No, I don't wear earplugs. I was one of those guys." Seriously, I was one of those guys. I don't need earplugs. Heavy metal, I was one of those guys. He's like, "Dude, take the earplugs. Please wear the earplugs." So I wore the earplugs. They fell out halfway through Metallica's set. I'm like, I'm not picking those up and putting them back in my ear because,
Yeah.
No,
they're on the ground. They're on the ground.
Right. And I didn't give a fuck because, what do I need to hear for? But then, like, I got into this band, and Brian was, wearing earplugs and got Katie to wear earplugs. I'm like, well, if you guys are going to wear earplugs, I'm going to wear earplugs too. So that's when I got the Sonic Defenders. And then, like, this year, last year when I went to Metallica in August in Buffalo, I went with my friend and my cousin, who I went to my first Metallica show with back in 97. Mm-hmm. 25 years, we're celebrating 25 years together as concert going buddies, I guess, even though we hadn't been to one in, 24 years together. But we have this group chat, and it's me and my cousin and my friend and my friend's friends that are also going to the show. And I was like, look, I'm going to bring some earplugs. Anybody, you guys can have some earplugs. I had the foam, the jar of foam earplugs we keep in the merch box, which I left in my cousin's car and bought another one. So, but I'm like, if you guys need earplugs, I have earplugs, and I'm not going to argue with you if you say you don't want the earplugs, but you should wear the earplugs. And, my buddy that got me into going to concerts, got me into Metallica, got me into heavy music, or helped get me into heavy music alongside the music that I already had been hearing on MTV, like, White Zombie and Rage Against the Machine or whatever. He's like, she's like, no, man, fuck that. I'm not wearing earplugs. I'm already deaf. I'm like, I'm not going to make you wear earplugs, dude. It's your hearing. You're not in a band. You don't got any reason to need your hearing. Fuck it. Go deaf. I don't care. And my cousin was like, yeah, I think I will take a couple of these. So my cousin put in earplugs, and I think that might have been the first time he wore earplugs to a concert.
You're right.
Now for me, like, you know, that Metallica show in Foxborough was my first time, and I was mad about it. I didn't want to wear them, and now I will not leave my house without earplugs.
I've been doing this for 18 years, being in bands.
Yeah.
So if I want, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy earplugs. When we go out to the next live show, I'll wear them for Les and Jake. I'll wear them for, because I want to play out for another 18 years.
Exactly. That's just it, man. Like, I need my hearing. I work doing voice work. I need to hear to edit and to know, like, you know, if I can't hear, I'm fucked. And also, I want to keep playing music. And if I can't hear, I can't play music. I mean, I'm not fucking Beethoven here, you know? Like,
Yeah. I feel you.
you know, and you are a very loud drummer. And like, I glare at you if you play before I get my earplugs in or my in-ears or whatever I happen to have at the
I
time.
usually wait. until you get them in.
You've been better about it. But like, anytime I hear you start playing, I'm just like, warn a motherfucker first, you know? Like,
I'm good, but I got to learn not to play that hard.
yeah, I mean, I don't care that you play that
I
hard.
rock hard, man.
I don't care that you play that hard. It honestly helps with the in-ears because then we don't gotta put your mix into our ears, which
I was
greatly,
mic last practice.
well, you're mic'd at every practice,
Oh, okay.
but we don't have your drums in our ears. They come through the vocal mics a little bit, but like we have you muted in our ears because we can hear you just fine. If anything, I would maybe put the kick drum in my ears at some point, but like I can hear that just fine.
Yeah.
But you play, but that's a blessing that you play that loud because like when we go to shows and we bring the cube and we say, hey, we're playing on our in-ears, they don't need to, if they don't typically mic drums, they don't need to mic your drums because we can still hear you. Mm-hmm. We don't, you know.
If anything, they only make the bass drum.
Yeah, I mean, like Stamps, when we go to Stamps and we play Stamps and they mic everything, I usually have the guy send me a feed of just your drums. And he hasn't gotten it right yet. Because I figure, well, you know, I can just have that board audio just like we do, like I don't know if you watched the last couple of weeks practice. I haven't mixed any of that. That's just the mix Jay's done for us.
My drumming. You can thank Nick Mason for that. Love you, buddy. My drum teacher.
Good old Nick.
I miss you, bud.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time.
He's doing good for himself, I heard.
I hear that too. He used to play with my friend Heather Meir for her solo project. So I met him through her, and then like I didn't see him for a while after she stopped playing, and we played a show, a New Year's show with one of his bands in my old band, and that was the last time I've seen Nick. Was like 2008 maybe.
I talked to him a couple months ago. He loves cat girls.
I'm glad to hear, yeah. I mean, apparently a lot of people, Canes are on the board. A lot of people apparently like Cat Girls because we got nominated for an All-WNY award. We didn't win.
No.
But I mean, I wasn't even expected to be nominated, so that was cool as shit to be nominated.
But he's dying. Like he said, when he's in town, he wants to catch one of our shows. He'll be my drum tech. So I was like, okay.
We're gonna keep booking as people ask us to play. So I mean, that's
book us.
Yeah, we're looking for wherever. I mean, I posted a whole list of bands I want to play with, cities I want to play in, venues I want to play. I posted that a couple of weeks ago, man. I
want to try to get us in the rec room.
And I got to tell you, man, like I put that out there a couple of weeks ago, just trying to manifest some of this into the universe of like bands I want to play with, venues I want to play, cities I want to play, and we're playing with Virus X on in June, I think, at I don't even know. Tudor. We're playing
nice.
Tudor with 13 Dead Canaries and Virus X, and I'm super stoked to be playing with Virus X. They've been around for 40 fucking years, man.
What kind of style is
punk?
Punk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. I went to their 40th anniversary show. Their Buffalo 40th anniversary show. They're playing another one in Niagara Falls at the fucking Wagon Wheel. Because when I think punk rock, I think the fucking wagon wheel.
Yeah. Oh my God, I used to freaking drink there.
My stepdad used to
I
play
used
there
to
in his
live down
country
the street
band.
from that place.
Virus X. I do believe that they have a 40th anniversary show coming up very soon.
This Stem
look
used to
into it.
play there?
At the wagon wheel? No.
No.
Nah. Oh, here we go. This Saturday at 9:30. Actually, it didn't come up in the events list. That's why we're not playing any of the bands off
It's
this.
still open though.
But Virus X 40th anniversary party with JC Nichols and 2 days notice. That is at the Wagon Wheel on Saturday, 9:30 to 1:30. It doesn't say any prices or anything, but I think that's just kind of a walk-in the place bar. But yeah, my stepdad used to play like country covers there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's cool, man. Like, so they're just a cool. Like, I walked into their show because they were playing with like Johnny Revolting and some other bands that I liked, and I walked in, and one of them just walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" I didn't know who he was, and he told me who he was. And then at the end of the night, he actually let me see if that's over here. There's so much shit over here. At the end of the night, maybe it's here. No, that's Venom Mob. Somewhere around here, they gave me a DVD of like a documentary they did of themselves, and I don't know where, but he just gave it to me. He was like, "Here, take the, watch this." It's around here somewhere. I haven't had a chance to watch it because when the hell am I near a DVD player?
Who uses one still?
I mean, I have my Xbox
like
three.
that.
I have my Xbox 360 in my bedroom, and that'll play DVDs, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Have you been watching movies lately?
No. I also haven't been talking to the person that I was doing that movie thing with, so I guess that's, I thought about it the other day. I was like, what can I watch? And then I was like, nah, I don't feel like watching anything. And I think I probably put on a movie I've seen a million times, or I watched YouTube for... I watched Empire Records on Rex Manning Day last week. And then every time I watch Empire Records, I gotta watch High Fidelity.
I feel like we're missing something though, right?
What are we missing?
That we haven't done on the show yet.
Which is...
Oh, the weather.
The weather. We haven't done the... You're right. Well, Laura's not here to tell you to do the weather.
Where's Laura?
She said a couple of weeks ago she wasn't going to be here for a little while. She'll be back. I didn't know if she was back this week or next, or I have no idea. So, I mean, obviously not this week.
I haven't seen her. I haven't heard from her.
Dude, I was looking at the weather today, and it's just like 40s for the rest of the week, and then Friday and Saturday it's 80, and then back down to 40. I'm like, God damn it, I'm already sick because of this weather, all these weather changes. I don't need to get any more sick because the weather's going to get nice, and then it's going to get shitty again. It was fucking snowing yesterday.
Yeah. Didn't stick though because the ground's too warm.
No, I walked outside to check my mail. I'm on the phone with my friend who's, helping me with my tax problems. And I walk outside because we're just discussing, what the fuck I need to do. So I walk outside and I'm just like, it's fucking snowing. It was 80. I was out with no jacket on like 2 days ago. I went to fucking, where the fuck did I go? I went to, I had to deliver, it was colder that day. I had to get my phone fixed. No, it was cold that day too. Where the fuck was it? So like all weekend, I guess it was warm, and I went to these shows not wearing jackets. Dude, I had to get my phone fixed last Saturday, and I went down to, it was a warranty repair, and they're like, you could get it done at Asurion, which used to be like, you break, I fix, right?
Yeah.
And so I called the one next to Guitar Center. So I'm like, yo, if I'm going to be stuck somewhere for a couple hours, I might as well be somewhere where I can get to places, right?
Yeah.
I could go to the Guitar Center. If I get bored, I could walk over to fucking Walmart. I could walk to the mall. Like, it's like none of those places are too far from this place.
Yeah.
So I call there, and they're like, oh, no, we don't have that screen, so you need to, maybe call the other one on Union Road, which is at the Southgate Plaza, which is way easier for me to get to. But like, you would think in a plaza there'd be a lot of shit I could check out, but I was so fucking bored. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I got food, I got on Wi-Fi, I downloaded I just, downloaded some music so I could just walk around, listen to the music. And then I'm just walking. I went to the GameStop, and I went to the Goodwill, and I went to the Dollar Tree, and I went to like the Hallmark store. There was a baseball card collectibles place there. Went in all these places, and I'm just like, I am so fucking bored. So I went and I sat by Applebee's, and I got an Uber. I got on their Wi-Fi and got an Uber. And I got home, set my phone down, went to the bathroom, came back. It's like, oh, your phone's ready to pick up. Like, motherfucker. Just turn around, hop another Uber back over there. And by the time but like, luckily, as soon as I got my phone back, I pulled up maps and it's like, oh, there's a bus leaving in 5 minutes to go home. Like, oh, perfect. I don't have to Uber there. I don't have to Uber home. I can take the bus. I'm good. But yeah, it was just, they're like, it's going to take 3 hours and then I'm taking like 2. But yeah, it was just like, I was so bored. I walked into GameStop. I'm the only fucking person in GameStop. I'm wandering around. I'm just looking at everything. I went to the guy at the counter. I'm like, is this how busy you guys get after everything went digital? He said, no, man, it was really busy earlier. Well, yeah, sure it was. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I couldn't kill 3 hours there. I tried. What I didn't realize is that Goodwill that's over that plaza is the Goodwill that used to be over at Ridge and Seneca where Planet Fitness is in that plaza. And I realized this when I went to go, I sold some gear. And I went to go to the UPS store and mail it out, and there's a thrift store over there, so start looking through the thrift store. I'm like, hey, you know what I want? I want to get a cassette deck for my stereo. And they didn't have one, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk over to Goodwill, and I'm going to look at Goodwill and realize that, oh, it moved. It's at the Southgate Plaza now, so I can't go to fucking Goodwill and look for this unless I keep walking. And I'm like, I don't fucking feel like walking anymore. So then I just went across the street and waited for a bus. But, yeah.
No, somebody got hurt.
I don't know if he's hurt or if he's just winded. Oh, no, he got a towel. What's going on here? He's talking to the trainer. Oh, no, he got hit in the face, apparently. He's bleeding. If that was a high stick, that's a 4.
Ow.
Yeah, he's bleeding. Huh?
I wear a cage.
You're also a goalie.
Yeah.
I would hope you wear a cage.
No, I'm a ball. I don't need a helmet.
You're like they didn't wear helmets in the 70s.
Yeah. What is this Jason mask? This is good enough.
They didn't even wear those in the 70s. They just went in with no fucking headgear on. They're just like, yeah, I'm a goalie. Fucking, and then like, Jacques Plante started wearing the mask, and then other goalies started wearing the mask. And then the famous one, my favorite one, is Jerry Cheevers. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite old school mask because it is one of those like Jason style masks. Mm-hmm. And every time he got hit in the face with a puck, he took a Sharpie and drew a line on it. So it's the coolest looking fucking mask. I saw it it's in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
How many times you got hit in the face?
A lot. I'll show you the picture during the song break.
Okay.
But yeah, I love that mask. I was like so excited. I'm pretty sure it's in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Hey Joe, welcome back.
She's back.
Woo!
But yeah, I mean, like, could you imagine, being a hockey? But the thing is, like, back then, like, hockey play, the puck didn't leave the surface of the ice.
That's true.
So, like, the odds of getting hit in the face were pretty damn low. And then like, players started learning how to curve their sticks and take wrist shots and put the puck up high. And
I couldn't watch the hockey on Fox because when they hit the puck, that kind of glow.
Fox tracks. So I have a hockey website that, we haven't posted on it in years because we kind of neglected it, but it's still there. Boardhockeyfan.com. Jill didn't hurt herself. Bug loves it.
Bug loves it. That's awesome.
But one of my
I could have seen that.
One of my last articles since before we really stopped posting there was in defense of Fox tracks.
Yeah.
And talking about all the great innovations that came out of that. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that was great TV and that was a great thing for hockey, but all this technology we have now, right? Like if you're watching a football game, that yellow line,
Yeah.
that came from Fox Tracks. You're watching these hockey games now. You'll see occasionally they'll put the player's name over the player.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And as they're skating around, the thing will follow them, right?
Yeah.
That came from Fox Tracks. It's all the same technology.
Of course. Goddamn Dewey, LOL. He added me to the ThinkSoJoE Discord.
And
And now I'm getting notifications for myself. I fucking read that. Holy
You
shit.
did read that. I have muted the ThinkSoJoE Discord
Why am not? Wait, I'm on the show. Why am I not in this?
because it's obnoxious and I don't want to be in it myself.
I'm on the freaking show every week.
I don't know. Leland's always posting the fucking link. Just follow it.
Little her hair.
I think it's. I think you get to it from the website. Let's see. ThinkSoJoE.com. See if the websites are back up because they went down right before the show. There we go. So
Jazzy hates it.
You could go. You can literally go on ThinkSoJoE.com and join the Discord. So the link right there, right between my LinkedIn and my Twitch, and right before my Discogs.
Why you look angry on the mic?
I don't know. Probably dealing with asshole clients.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You like my new banner up there too?
Yeah.
I just took that picture not too long ago.
And that cartoon character of yourself?
Yeah, I got somebody to do. That's my gaming avatar for my Twitch stream. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so if you want to join the Discord, ThinkSoJoE.com, and you can find the link there.
Jill's on
Jill's on a POTUS Triple X song now. John's gonna be too.
Yes.
Dude, we gotta get you.
I want to. I want to play drums for one of the songs.
We gotta get you set up on fucking whatever the band, whatever the fuck that thing is, so that we can do like brain dead shit in there.
Yeah.
So you could just be like, yo, I got this idea, and just fucking record it, and then like we can record to it, or whatever, like, because that's how we, that's how we did, pre-pandemic Band Lab. That's what it's called. Pre-pandemic fart was. Yeah, see, right now they got the player names over them, and that's all. You wouldn't have that if it wasn't for Fox Tracks back in the day.
I mean, you see that in video games and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I am not pining for the days of a bright blue fucking glow around the puck and lasers coming out of it when it goes over 80 miles an hour.
Robots.
But I mean, they're fucking robots. Yeah. Which you still get in football. But I mean, there was so much tech that came out of that it's just that we would not have if we didn't have that. And I get that, it's very divisive and very, off-putting for a lot of purists, hockey purists. Mm-hmm. We'll talk more about this when we come back because we do need to get to a song break. But I will never sit here and tell you that Fox Tracks was a bad thing. I didn't even set this up yet, so I'm going to do that now. Excuse me. Trauma Cat is playing at Mohawk Place on Friday night at 6 p.m. is the time of the show. That's what I'm looking for right there. And they are playing with At the Helm, The Waves, More Heat, The Moon Owls, and The Falconeers. Friday, April 21st, doors at 6 p.m. See more. Ages 18 plus, $10 pre-sale tickets, 15 day of the show. Get those tickets at those $10 pre-sales at purplepass.com/traumacat. That's at Mohawk Place, 47 East Mohawk Street in Buffalo. Presented by our friends at FTMP Events. Hardest working promotion company in Buffalo right now, I would venture to say, as I elaborated on earlier. We're going to play our friends in At the Helm, who I didn't even know were still doing stuff together. So that's cool that they are, and I don't know if I'm going out to see them Friday because the record store day is the next morning, but this is At the Helm, and the song is called Broken Words Won't Heal the World on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
No, you can't change the world for fixing all the broken words. All this crap, I am so sick of it. Darling, you people go, the victim will face the news. Give them the gun, the race is almost done. This victor we will not choose. No, you can't change the world. Change the world before fixing all broken words. Fix the tomorrow. You can't save the world. Save the world. Broken words won't heal the world. You can't change the world. Broken words won't heal the world. Broken words won't heal the world. Broken words won't save the world. You can't save the world. Broken words won't save the world. Broken words won't heal the
At the Helm on old WNY Think So Joe show. You can catch them Friday night over at the Mohawk Place, along with Trauma Cat, The Waves, More Heat, The Moon Owls, and The Falconeers. John was not in the room during the, so I was going to show him the picture of Jerry Cheever's mask, where we were talking about the guy, every time he got hit in the face, he would put another mark on his mask.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I'm going to try and, I don't know if that's going to, probably not. It don't want to. Nah, it ain't happening. Because our faces are still there. But anyway, Jerry Cheevers. Anyway.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, we were talking about Fox tracks before, the glowing puck.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they did that was because it was, Fox, brand new to sports, basically.
Yeah.
They hadn't had the NFL or anything yet. But they're trying to launch this sports brand, and they want to seem cool for the 90s, you know what I mean? That's part of it. But another part of it is some executive somewhere is like, well, Americans don't watch hockey. And obviously we are an American network. We need Americans to watch hockey.
True.
So how do we get Americans to watch hockey? Well, they can't see the puck. So we're going to make it so they can see the puck. So they build these chips that go in the pucks. Don't add any weight to them.
Chips?
Chips, like microchips, like
Instead of puck?
into the puck. They got them now. It's still a thing. It's a thing again. Well, no, actually, that's not true. Now it's in the paint. It's in the paint that's on the pucks. Nowadays, but they would they would take a hockey puck, they'd cut it in half,
Yeah.
and they would put the microchip in it and glue it back together. And that would be how they would get the radio signal for the for all the antennas they had up around the rinks that would triangulate and put the glow directly around the puck. And the reason they did this is because Americans don't watch hockey because they can't see the puck. Never mind the fact that hockey fans have no problem seeing the puck. I'm watching on a 11-inch tablet, and I can see right where the puck is. Right now. I don't have any problems. Of course, back then, I'm watching this game in high definition, in 1080p. Back then, you had standard definition CRT TVs, so that, you could lose the puck. I get it.
Could.
It was what it was. It's a product of its time, and it's not going to be, nobody's going to sit here and tell you, oh, this is the best thing ever. But I will argue to the death that without it, sports wouldn't be the same today.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't have this technology where you can see where the players are. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have this technology where you can see where the line to gain is in a football game. Like all this overlay technology they have today, that's all computer generated stuff, is all originated from Fox tracks. So yeah, you can sit here and, oh, it was stupid. Remember the glowing puck? You could do that all day. But it wasn't as stupid as you think it was. Visually, yes. Historically, no. Scrolling through the Record Store Day list, because we did mention Record Store Day. Ooh, that might be good. I'm just kind of clicking on things that I might be interested in here. Just kind of pulling them up in a new tab. Shadows Fall, is that a band you listen to?
Nope.
Okay. Then I will not click on them because they have a record coming out. Ooh, Soul Asylum, MTV Unplugged. Just kind of scrolling through, do I want any of these albums? Oh, there is a Taylor Swift coming out. Jasmine was right.
Tay.
I might have to grab that and sell it to somebody for like a couple of $100. Fucking Taproot. Haven't heard that name in years. What else we got? We got TV Mania. I don't know what the hell is that. That's interesting. I always end up buying some of these box sets that come out too. There's like Skalarama. That might be something I might buy. 50 Years of TV's Greatest Hits Volume 2. I bought 50 Years of Greatest TV's Hits Volume 1. I need to get that one. So here's the ones I pulled up. Oh, Violent Femmes. Where do I see them? Violent Femmes. I think I already have that album, though. So Dope has an album coming out. You remember Dope?
Oh, yeah, I remember Dope.
Group Therapy is the third studio album by American nu metal band Dope. The enhanced portion of the album contains a music video for each song. What? That's interesting. How the fuck are they doing that on vinyl? That is a one of 2,500. So hopefully one of my record stores will have that and I can pick that up. Because I like Dope. It's a cool band. But that is a record store day first release, which means it will eventually see a widespread release. Just this particular pressing is one of 2,500 copies.
Yeah.
Right? This is Brian and I were actually talking about Record Store Day on that episode that I watched. Garbage has an EP coming out. Rare and unreleased tracks, including 2008's Witness to Your Love, Never Before on vinyl, and a cover of Susie and the Banshees' Cities in Dust and more, pressed on red transparent vinyl. That's a 1,600 copy Record Store Day release, which means that's only coming out on Record Store Day, which means you don't get that, you're paying extra for it when you want it later. Secondhand. In This Moment has a record coming out on Record Store Day. Beautiful Tragedy. 1,000 copies. It's a Record Store Day limited run regional focus release, which I think means it might not even show up here. I might, if I see that, probably pick that up In This Moment. We were just talking about them earlier. I like them musically. I've never met them. I know Brian wasn't the biggest fan, but of her personally.
Yeah.
Maria Brink or whatever her name is, right? Is that Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Up Your Alley, the sixth studio album from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, will be released on Lemonade Yellow vinyl, exclusively for Record Store Day 2023. It will come out later. Actually, do I have this one? I might have this one. I think I actually have this record. I don't think I need to buy this. It says it features I Hate Myself for Loving You, Little Liar, and I Want to Be Your Dog. I'll have to click on my Discord, my Discogs link from my website and see if I have this record already. I think I do. Kitty, Until the End, Record Store Day first release, 2,500, which I got last year. Ooh, big brawl going on in the Cairns Islands right now at the end of the first.
Kick him!
God damn it.
Kick him!
Big brawl at the end of the first here. The goalie's just standing there watching. It's all taking place in his crease.
Oh, the ref is buried in there.
Jeez, yeah, he is.
Kick him! Kick the ref!
Yeah.
Goodbye.
But yeah, I got Kitty's record last year. Their first record, Spit, they released on vinyl last year.
Kitty.
Kitty. New metal band from the early 2000s.
I don't know if I ever listened to them.
Yeah. I was a fan. But here's the thing, I got the record, I listened to it, and I'm like, man, I really want to listen to Cold Chamber right now.
I had a cat named Kitty.
Because all those bands, some of those bands just sounded pretty much the same. So I'm listening to the Kitty record, and I'm like, yo, this is making me want to listen to Cold Chamber. And then I found my Cold Chamber CD, which is probably still in my my CD player, actually. But yeah, that's that might be one I want to pick up is Kitty Until the End. This is the one 1,000 copies, dude. 1,000 copies, Record Store Day, limited run, Macho Man Randy Savage, Be a Man. Be a man, Hulk! The title track is a diss track about Hulk Hogan.
Sure.
It absolutely is. There's songs,
So, do you have that? You don't have that
I
one yet.
I don't, and that's why like it's coming out on Record Store Day. I never had the CD,
You're getting it though.
so hopefully that is the main reason I am going to Record Store Day this year. The main reason. So I know Black Dot said that they think they're getting a couple of copies,
So,
but I'd rather go to Revolver if I can.
so they're not open to 8, and you're going to 3.
They open at 8, but if you don't line up, you're not getting what you fucking want. Because these, like, literally, there is 1,000 copies total of this record. So if I don't show up first in line, second in line maybe, because I don't think my buddy Kevin's going to buy this one,
You wait 5 hours.
I will sit there and wait for 5 fucking hours for the record store to open. It's not the first time I've done it. It won't be the last. But this is,
Dedication, man.
but this is a record
awesome.
dude, you've seen my wrestling record collection.
Yeah,
How can I not have this?
you gotta have it.
So I have to go to the record store. That has to be, I have to sit out. I have to buy this record. That is my holy grail for this record store day. And that might sound ridiculous given all the, there's fucking Ringo Starr and, Joe Strummer and just like all this other like big name stuff coming out. And I'm just like, I gotta get that Randy Savage record. This record store day will be a failure if I do not come home with that record. The Ramones, Record Store Day 2023, Pleasant Dreams, the New York mixes, 7,500 copies. Original mixes by album producer Graham Goldman and 3 additional songs from the sessions not included on the original album. So that one will be easier to get at 7,500 copies. It's a Record Store Day exclusive, so if you don't get it, you don't get it. Or you just, pay more later. These are interesting. Have you ever heard these Rockabye Baby albums?
No.
Okay, so Rockabye Baby is lullaby versions of songs.
A metal?
In this case, the one that's coming out is 2000 Record Store Day first release of Rockabye Baby lullaby renditions of Queen.
Oh, okay.
Which when one of my friends who was like obsessed with Nirvana when his daughter was born, I burnt him a copy of the Nirvana one on CD because that, at the time that was the thing you would do.
Yeah.
Check those out. They're on. You can listen to them on YouTube Music. So if you don't listen to them going home, you might fall asleep. But like it is lullaby renditions, like just they're beautifully done. And so like maybe I'll pick up this Queen record. I don't know. Lullaby renditions of Queen. Soul Asylum, MTV Unplugged, Record Store Day exclusive release, 3,050 copies. I'm not the biggest Soul Asylum fan, but I do like some of their songs. Mm-hmm. So that might be worth getting, especially I didn't even know they did an MTV Unplugged. It doesn't have a track listing on this one, though. 16 tracks, including 4 previously unreleased and non-broadcast performances. And that's limited to 3,050 copies. That's it, 3,050. You don't get one of those 3,050, you're paying more for it later on the secondhand market. Taylor Swift. Now, there's 75,000 copies of this record coming out, right? This is Folklore, the Long Pond studio sessions. It was recorded during the COVID-19 lockdown. Taylor and her collaborators were never able to play the album together until the Long Pond studio sessions in September 2020. It's the first time it'll be available on vinyl. Now, 75,000 copies seems like a lot. But do you remember last year I bought that Taylor Swift 7-inch?
Yeah.
And those were literally, they were sold out. They were going for hundreds on eBay. 75,000 records. There were 75,000 of those. I still ended up giving it to the person I bought it for, which was a waste, to be perfectly honest, because I could have made some money off that. But I'm going to probably pick up this Taylor Swift record for myself, not to sell, but actually to like have in my collection and listen to and be like, yo, I got this 75,000 pressing, What's on this Taproot album? Poem. This is the first Taproot album. You know the song Poem? This song is a poem to myself. You know that one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's on this album. And it's a 1,400 copy release. 1,400. You don't get it, it's gone. No, it's a Record Store Day first release, so they will have more eventually. So, like a couple of years ago, I wanted for Record Store Day Space Hog Resident Alien. First time ever released on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get it. And I had to wait like a year before they finally put out another one. So, like, even these ones that are Record Store Day first releases that are going to get re-releases, you got to get them. Or you're not getting them for a while. Taylor Swift's last album, Midnights, caused the most bought vinyl records in years. Taylor Swift, Midnights. Come on. You're referring, of course, to this one. Taylor Swift, Midnights. That album is a banger, dude. Love that album. What else we got? It's TV Mania. What is this? TV Mania is Nick Rhodes and Warren Curacillo from Duran Duran. Only ever released in a pressing limited to 100. Record Store Day exclusive on opaque white vinyl. 1,850 copies. I wasn't thinking I might buy that, but I'm thinking I might buy that now. Now that I know who that is. And there's this ska compilation, 650 copies. Total, 650. There's no more after that. Might have to get it. I've bought a ton of ska records over the years at Record Store Day. Just compilations. So TV's, 50 years of TV's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Let me tell you about this record. Now, I like TV theme songs. And I have, like the TVT records, TV theme song compilations. There's two of those, which we've talked about before on the show. They are actually, they were the first releases from this record company. They made their money, and they signed a band that they thought was going to be like the next Depeche Mode, but what they got was Nine Inch Nails. And they released Pretty Hate Machine, and then iced Trent Reznor out of making music for years, until they finally let him out of his contract and he did the Downward Spiral. So those records are the original TV theme songs from the original artists. Some of these on this 50 Years of TV's Greatest Hits, and I didn't realize this until after I got my copy of the original one last year. Some of them are re-recorded. Most of them aren't bad. There were a couple of ones where I'm like, yeah, this is shit. But most of them aren't bad, but a lot of them are really good. Really well done. We're probably going to hit overtime today, too, because we're still talking about this. But, yeah, I might grab, Addams Family, Laurel and Hardy Laugh Tunes, Dragnet, The Avengers, Ironside, The Flintstones, Hogan's Heroes, Lassie, Wagon Train, The Big Valley, The High Chaparral, Peyton Place, The Green Hornet. Yeah, I might have to buy this just for the Flintstones one, even though I think I have the original Flintstones theme. How I Met Your Mother's on here. Yeah, there's a bunch. That's 2,500 copies, Record Store Day exclusive. I don't need this one. I already have this one. The Violent Femmes, 40th anniversary. That is the album, their debut album. That's the one that's got Blister in the Sun and Added Up on it. 3,000 copies, Record Store Day exclusive release. I'm sure it's on a picture disc. It's the first time it's going to be on a picture disc. A lot of people will tell you picture discs suck. They sound bad. I have a couple of picture discs. I don't hear it. It sounds fine to me. So if you don't have this Violent Femmes record, highly recommended. I have it. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to buy the picture disc when I literally have it somewhere over here. I'm not trying to dig through all this right now. I definitely have that album, though, somewhere. VTV. It's right there somewhere. Anyway, Dewey, I don't have time to read anything. We got to get out of here. But yeah, Record Store Day is Saturday. Maybe I'll read it next week. Send it to me next week. Record Store Day is Saturday, so if you are, like me, a record collector and you want to find out, see if there's anything you might want that I didn't mention today, you can go to recordstoreday.com, and then your local record store will probably put up a list of what records they're going to have in stock. Now, keep in mind that a lot of these are very low quantities. That Macho Man Randy Savage is limited to 1,000 copies. So you have to, so like, you might have to go camp out at your record store. The reason I own a chair that folds up and, one of those fabric chairs that folds up and sit in my hallway, the reason I own that is so I could go sit out at Record Store Day. Literally. So I'll be out at Record Store Day. I don't know which record store yet. Probably Revolver, maybe Black Dots, depends on who's got what.
You gonna bring that chair?
I'm gonna bring that chair. I'm gonna camp right outside the record store. Probably be me and my buddy Kevin, who I met at Record Store Day a couple of years ago. And, we'll be hanging out trying to buy some of these records. So if you like the show, tips.thinksojoe.com, or you can just buy some of our merch at merch.thinksojoe.com. And we will be playing some music right now real quick.
Yes, we are getting out of here.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. But the Abruptors are playing next Wednesday. We're still going to be here. Because this wasn't, it's a big show, but it wasn't big enough for me to be like, yeah, you know what, let's take another Wednesday off. But this is After Dark presents the Slackers. Amazing, incredible ska band. Legends. Karina and I saw them a couple of years ago, also at Mohawk Place. With special guests, the Abruptors, who also opened that show, and Working Class Stiffs. Doors at 7 p.m., $20 advance.
Boys.
$18 with ID, 16 and up with ID, and a 21 plus Guardian. April 26th, and that's all the information you need. So, yeah, go see the Slackers, because that's going to be a killer show. And we will see you next week. This is the Abruptors. This song is called Who, What, Where. It's from their new album. I got to pick up a copy of that on vinyl. And this is them on All WNY. Think So Joe Show. See you next week.